We're rolling. Alright, Reese. So, Lancaster turbos fitted. I've had a vehicle in here with a Lancaster turbo U25. Glad you've identified your engine correctly. And it had a turbo kit from Lancaster Turbos. I'll get there to in the end. It had oversized pistons. The original U25 turbo block cylinder heads are the same. The block had extra jets, which sprayed up to the small end bearings under the pistons at the end of the con rod, not crank but piston end. So, oversized pistons of turbo diesel has a thicker head gasket. That's obviously your compression, that sorts out your compression issue. You can use two head gaskets instead of oversized pistons, blah blah blah. But you need an oil feed, which comes off the turbo diesel block of the U25, just below the injector pump. Obviously you won't see it on yours because it's blank, it's a little round circle, but on the U20, so if you go to my advice group, put engine identification in, up will come engine identification. All comments it's on. Always change to all comments. If you scroll down, explains why they call it the J5, why I've put J5 engine. That's the front of the engine, that's the back of the engine. So, there on the casting, you can't really see it very well on that picture. Will be a threaded hole for the oil feed up and over as we're looking at the engine from the back there, right hand side, metal pipe goes over. It's not high. I've seen people do it in rubber piping, yeah. But for you to get oil feed to, and then you need to alter your sump as well, which is quite easy, or what I call the pre-sump, because it has that part there, which you can see right of the oil filter, which your bearing goes through. That's what I call the pre-sump. You then have a sump pan, okay? So the sump pan would need removing. The pre-sump at the front, where the turbo mounts, would need drilling through. I do believe the thread holes are there, just not the return pipe. You would then need to fashion some form of return pipe. You'd have to fashion some sort of manifold to fit the turbo. You know, even if you bought an exhaust turbo, an exhaust manifold for a U25, you still need your return feed into the front of the sump. If you look at your sump, you'll see what I mean. There is, I'm sure there's two holes. They might need tapping, but then obviously you drill out the centre hole. All with your sump pan off, all with something up there, a hoover, sucking all the, and then you would feed off just below where it says engine number. You can see a hole, that's where your oil pressure light goes, and you'd put a T-piece in there to accommodate your oil pressure light sensor, sender unit, and then it would tee off and you'd have to fashion something around to feed your turbo for oil. Do you see what I mean? Yeah? So if you're yawning already and thinking, what's this fucking geezer waffling on about, then it's, yeah, you can see what I'm saying. So, long story short, if you tee into there, make a return for the turbo, get a turbo manifold with turbo and fit it and make a return, make a feed, take the head off, fit two head gaskets to lower the compression instead of oversizing the pistons, you might be all right. Does that make sense? So, if you go to featured, I've uploaded a post this morning. Links to both my groups. I'll upload this to YouTube. I'll leave it open and I'll put it under U25 non-turbo turbo conversion. And then I'll upload it to your comment. Your post, which I haven't accepted yet. So, I hope that makes sense. If you want to do a turbo diesel conversion, email me. Name of the group, blackbottomcampers@gmail.com. And personally, I would advise... Sorry, man, I looked at that, thought that was twin wheel. What's with them wheels? They're not standard, are they? Yeah. I would advise going for an XUD turbo diesel. You have to do a little bit of a conversion on the bulkhead to accommodate the turbo. You'd need a box with upgraded ratio diverse, but yeah, much better engine, overhead cam. I drove a non-turbo from Gatwick to Hull, or Scarborough, then back to Hull. 70s, 80 mile an hour, mate. I thought all my teeth were going to fall out and go back to the future. I was, it was shaking that much. But yeah, I'm going to stop waffling on. Blackbottomcampers@gmail.com, or go to featured. I won't reply again to the same issue, but yeah, email me blackbottomcampers@gmail.com if you want to go faster. I don't advise it. Plod along, enjoy it. So there's a saying, yeah, MPG, you must change to MPS, miles per smile. Yeah, so you'll get lots of bibs as people are overtaking you and all that sort of business. But yeah, if you want to go faster, cash that in, buy a 95 or 2000 onwards Fiat Ducato model, and you'll wish you'd kept that. That's all I can say, I'll tag my friend Lee Rose in, who done the same mistake. Spent all the money up improving his 94 pre-94 model, cashed it, bought a 95 model, worst of ever, because from 95 to 2000 they had fucking multiple different everything's, never got it right until they went HDI 2000 onwards. But yeah, just be happy with what you got. Plod along. Miles per smile. That's what it's all about. Cheers and bye. Oh, another one. Sorry, I've forgotten it. Only the brave and stupid stay involved in the Talbot scene. And I'm definitely not brave. Cheers and bye.